Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spotlight Games podcast for episode 183. I am not Patrick, I'm Jake, but Patrick's here, and today we're talking about Halo, Kirby, and Battlefield. Hey, homie, how are you?
Oh, Jake, I'm just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. It's good to be here in the fucking driver's seat again. It's been a while, and I made sure to say the F word in the first 30 seconds, just the way you like.
It's very good. Very, very good. I think this is like the second or third time that I've not been hosting, but on the show. But I think the first time that you were hosting, I think the only other times I let Cayman host while I was here, I think. But I'm no historian. However, Jake, I do want to bring up some history of the past. In the Dido ecosphere for knowers, people in the chat and in the driving their cars listening to us that also listen to Drop and Drop Out every Thursday on twitch.tv/Drop and Drop Out. We've talked about pizza a lot lately.
Yeah.
We talked about my $80 coal mines. Yes, we're talking about pizza. We talked about my $80 Atlanta pizza dinner. And then recently, without you, me and Jordan talked about, like, we kind of ranked our go-to like favorite of like the shittier national chain pizza joints.
Sure.
And I don't remember my exact ranking because I was just making it up as I went, but it was my truth then. But I do seem to remember, I think I put Pizza Hut as number 1 on my list.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is fucking crazy, man. We had Pizza Hut tonight. I was like, I got a, what do you call that? Silly hair, a crazy hair. I got a wild hair.
Breadsticks.
I got a wild hair. And I was like, I want Pizza Hut tonight because we don't normally eat like shit food. And I was like, let's get some fucking Pizza Hut. Because typically if we're ordering shitty pizza, we're ordering Domino's. But I was like, I want Pizza Hut because I haven't had pizza in so fucking long.
Right.
You got like the Pizza Hut box or whatever. It's like 2 medium pizzas, as many toppings as you want. Any pan
those
style.
fucking pizzas suck. They're like a big square nightmare, right?
These ones are round.
Oh, okay.
But you could do 2 pizzas, anything that you want on it, any style. A thing of wings and then a side. So like breadsticks, cinnamon sticks, whatever.
Sure.
And when I tell you this is maybe the worst pizza I've ever had in my fucking life.
What did you get on it? I bet you got like black olives and fucking grilled chicken at pizza. Like you're supposed to get a pepperoni pizza.
No. So we got 2 of them. I did make stupid decisions on one of them, but the one that Rose made was fine. It still sucked ass though. The one that I made, I was like, oh, I've never had their spicy marinara as the base. I'm gonna try the spicy marinara. Dog shit, not spicy at all.
Terrible move.
Pepperoni. An opinion that I've gotten yelled at for on this podcast, or at least on Drop and Drop Out. I love a caramelized onion on a pizza, so I threw caramelized onion on there, and then I threw peppers. And wherever they're sourcing their peppers, fucking terrible. So it's just those 3 things on, but it's like, I shouldn't have tried a new marinara. It's like, I don't know, with the caramelized onions and this type of thing. And then I did the flat crust because I've always liked how cardboardy the Pizza Hut flat crust is, but man, that's so fucking bad.
Yeah, that is the flat crust from any of those places is a really bad time because all of them think it's appropriate to just have like these pre-made already cooked crusts that they just smear shit on. Right. So they're like a fucking cracker. It's not like a fresh dough anymore.
Exactly.
So I have avoid a thin crust from any national chain. Okay, a couple things. We're joined by our sweet chat that are all making fun of you as they should.
Yeah.
Coal Mines, Gianni Rabbit with the fucking 14-month sub, which we love to see. High Score Weekly, Dan Goodshow. Welcome in, everybody. It's time to all make fun of Patrick for his pizza decisions. I was thinking when you mentioned talking about the $80 pizza that on content in my life, I think one of the funniest things that I've ever said, like my quick quips in response to your $80 pizza order was, what the fuck did you order? A pizza and a $50 bill?
Yeah.
Is very fucking good.
One of your best, for sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even Rose's pretty simple sausage onion, and she tried to get a pesto drizzle, but they didn't do it. So it was just sausage and onion. That pizza was also fucking terrible. I think, or I hope she just threw it all away because it was so bad.
I don't know if they do it anymore, but my Pizza Hut, I mean, I don't think the branding exists anymore, and I'm sure the recipe has changed too. So my guess is that this doesn't exist. But for a long time, the Pizza Hut in my town that I lived in had like a spin-off. They called it Wing Street.
Oh, yeah. I remember Wing Street.
And those wings were way better than they had any fucking business being. They were like the perfect combination of a halfway decent, like sauced traditional wing, not boneless. Boneless wings don't exist. That's just a lie. That's just chunks of white meat chicken that are fucking breaded and fried. They're disgusting. Don't ever order boneless wings in front of me. But the actual like traditional bone-in wings were still like the genetically engineered super fucking nightmare wings that came from like mutant chickens that were raised in cages, but also so fucking like like poorly prepared, just what you want for like a fucking, sauced up wing.
Yeah, for sure. I used to fuck with the Wing Street wings. Also, Gianni in the chat, pesto drizz at the hut is psycho behavior.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree.
You don't like a pesto drizz on your pie, even if it's from Pizza Hut?
No, I don't want a pesto drizz on my pizza. I'm a pretty fucking, if I am getting a pizza, I think I draw the line at pesto. I'm down for a barbecue pizza. I'm down for like a Alfredo pizza, and I'm down for a marinara pizza. And after that, I don't want any of your concoctions.
You don't love a nutty basil-y treat on your pizza?
I do in a pasta, but not on my pizza.
Okay.
I don't think I need pesto on my pizza.
Okay.
Ever.
There's this place in Atlanta that does fried eggplant, pesto drizz.
Would you stop it, dude?
and fucking roasted peppers. And
this is why no one says, who's got the best pizza in America?
Here's
Atlanta
the thing,
pizza.
I
like Atlanta style. Atlanta style. It's fucking overpriced and has pesto on it.
Here's the thing. I would have rather paid $80 for that pizza that I brought on here than $30 for that fucking garbage I got from Pizza Hut 7 days of the week.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. Well, listen, I'm going to cut you off because we have a whole lot of video game stuff to talk about. This is the Spotlight Games podcast, where each and every week we spotlight the latest and greatest in the world of video games. You can get it by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Spotlight Games Pod, or by searching Spotlight Games in your favorite podcast app. And hey, you can be a part of the show while we record live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. That's now on twitch.tv/Spotlight Games Pod. That's here. So be sure to follow us so that you're notified when we are going live. I've got some good headlines for you this week, Patrick.
Oh, yeah?
I got some really good headlines for you. And I want to start with one that's extremely timely. The other two, are from the past week of gaming, but one of them transpired just today. And I want to gauge your interest here because I think, listen, there's a potential stream here, if I'm being honest. Today, Battlefield Redsec shadow dropped.
Oh, yeah. Sure did.
A very interesting thing transpired. I am kind of flabbergasted by this game. Well, I guess I was flabbergasted by it. Essentially, last night, they teased the name of this game, and it's been floating around for a while that Battlefield has been working on Battle Royale game mode, which is, it makes sense. Sure. I would hope they would get one out eventually, especially because I think that genre has been a little stale for a while, and I think it's also kind of on its way out as far as popularity goes. But it's been interesting that it hasn't been a part of the zeitgeist yet, especially with how big Warzone is. EA already has, a popular Battle Royale shooter that they shadow dropped. So maybe they're trying to recapture that magic of 7 years ago when Apex dropped, or however long ago that was. But Battlefield Redsec dropped today. There was a trailer at 11 a.m. and then right at 11 a.m. it was available on all platforms, ready to go. And I gotta say, I played about 2 hours of it. It's ample. It's solid. It's robust. It is a shooting game. What do you think?
Let's just say can we role play for a second, Jake?
I would love to. Please tell me my
I'm a UPS driver.
Okay.
It's a busy day, Jake. I got 25 packages to get out in the next 25 minutes. That's one package a minute. And it's like, I don't know that I'm going to do it. But the way that I can get my packages out on time is by listening to my favorite podcast, the Spotlight Games podcast. I've been so busy, Jake, with my UPS deliveries that I don't even know what Battlefield Redsec is. What is Battlefield Redsec exactly?
Battlefield Redsec is a battle royale set in the Battlefield 6 engine. It's essentially a multiplayer mode for Battlefield 6, but it's a standalone free to play version of this multiplayer. And battle royale mode, if you're unfamiliar with it, is uh, where you been the most popular mode of video games in the past decade or so, popularized by games such as Fortnite or Apex Legends. It is a free to play version of your favorite game where you're dropped into a world with 100 other people, and the last one standing wins.
So it's 100 people in Redsec.
It's 100 people.
Wow. Did you get any W's?
I did not. I did very, very poorly. I was dead
Yeah.
more than I was alive during that stream.
Here's what I'll say. Thank you so much for bringing me up to speed on Battlefield Red because I didn't know shit about it.
Of course.
I just knew that it shadow dropped, but because here's like I am so uninterested in Battlefield and Call of Duty and any of the like modern military shooters. It's just not my
Yeah.
bag. I tried Battlefield 6's beta for literally about 90 seconds, and I
Mhm.
was in a battle. I immediately went down. I had to like call for help, and it was just so chaotic, and I was like, this is not for me. So I paused, I pressed the PlayStation button, I uninstalled it, and I went and played
Yeah.
something else. So this is certainly not a Patrick story. This doesn't get me excited at all, but it is the kind of thing where I'm kind of surprised it took them this long to get into this ecosystem, and it's probably a very smart decision to do it. Also, because it seems like, from what I'm hearing, both in the Dido Discord and just around the internet at large, people seem to really fuck with Battlefield 6 so far.
Yes.
So I think if this lands, I mean, from what you played, does it feel good? Like, do you think this has legs?
I've been using this word ample a lot today with this, and I just don't. It's not for me. I'm not a military shooter boy, especially in a battle royale scenario. Here's what I found: is that for me to enjoy a battle royale with my skill level, I need to really be rewarded for losing. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like the chances of me beating 99 other motherfuckers is extremely, extremely sim, especially in a more realistic shooter. I've got a shot in Fortnite, maybe because it's so fucking silly goofy, and the skill, like the learning curve, is in my favor, I would say. But with like a Call of Duty Warzone or a Battlefield, if I get into a firefight, I mean, my fucking aim goes all over the place, and I just
Sure.
drop fucking dead, and I'm only as good as my teammates really are at like resing me from the ground or from the sky. But I've been going with Amble because it seems great, and
Yeah.
like it's joining together a couple things that people seem really passionate about. And the response, listen, I stream like a lot of brand new release games. I always say the same thing: play a little of a lot and a lot of a little. So we're always sampling a big, wide variety of video games. And I feel like, with my average chat of like 20 people that's cycling in and out, we probably see 50, 60 faces a day. I get a good feel for what the gamer ass gamers are
Mm,
into. Like sometimes the response will be like, "Oh, that's cool that you got the sponsored stream, drink. I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying this game." Uh, I think the response is really good for this. I think like Battlefield has positioned themselves very, very well this year with like putting out a quality game that hasn't been on the market for a while. Call of Duty is kind of oversaturated right now. It also has a an uncommon release date this year. I feel like Call of Duty has been typically earlier than like
sure.
mid-November, and Battlefield sort of took that time frame. I think they've been seeing a lot of success. So to add the battle royale to kind of hit the 1-2 punch, I mean, Battlefield 6 base game and multiplayer dropped for a few weeks. It's been very successful. It's been well received, followed by now there's a free version of this, and you can go and hang out and play with your friends online in a battle royale. I think it's going to be, a hell of a week and a hell of a weekend for Battlefield fans and people that are taking a chance on Battlefield. I just don't know. I don't know if the world needs another battle
Sure.
royale right now with its popularity kind of fading, but I also don't know where that popularity is going either. I guess like it's almost pivoting back to like arena shooters. I think the eyes were on extraction shooters for a while, but that has seemed to never kind of get as big as people thought it would.
Yeah.
It seemed like it kind of peaked with Tarkov, and it's already on its way out, and people are like not excited for Marathon and the other extraction shooters. But I don't know, I say that on the horizon of fucking Arc Raiders dropping in like 2 days, which also looks really good too.
It
So
does, but
maybe
I don't think people are really good like vibing with Arc Raiders at large, it seems.
There's a vocal minority that is very passionate about Arc Raiders and are telling me that it's good, but I think Arc Raiders is eventually going to meet the same fate as Marathon and all the other extraction shooters that are charging money to access
Yeah.
their game. Is like,
It's not going to die as fast as Concord, but it won't be that much longer,
I
is my
agree.
official prediction.
I agree.
I have 2 ideas to pitch you, Jake. I'm interested in your thoughts.
All right, am I just a guy or am I like a video game exec or something like that?
I think
Do
let's
just
go
look
with
like...
video game exec here. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Introduce AI, fire them.
And that's our show.
How am I doing?
You're doing great so far.
I'm getting a raise.
Yeah. You said Game and Ask Gamers.
Yeah.
What do you think about giving them a little nickname of gaggers?
Oh man.
Or the gagged.
The gagged. Yeah, that's perfect because it's not used for anything else yet, and we can just kind of like make it synonymous. Everyone will
we got
know.
gaggers in the chat.
Right, we got
gagging
gaggers.
shit. Yeah.
For sure.
So that's my first proposal. My second proposal, what do you think about Colemine says it sounds like a slur.
It does a little bit.
Okay, then let's not say it. What do you think about with your playing a little of a lot and a lot of little?
Sure.
What do you think about being the Applebee's appetizer sampler of Twitch?
Oh my god, I think that's really nice. I think there's something there. I am I don't even want to be the Applebee's sampler. I'm like the fucking what's like the home style buffet? What's the fucking name? What's like the biggest shittiest chain of buffets in America?
Oh man, buffet. I mean, we
used to have
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral I've never been to, but I dream of from time to time.
Yeah. You're a Florida boy in ways.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Barn Hills? It's old. I think it's dead by now. Barn Hills was a buffet back in the day, like 90s, 2000s.
There was a small chain called, I think, Sweet Tomatoes or something like that.
Oh yeah, Sweet Tomatoes.
Florida.
That was in Georgia,
that was a buffet. Yep. The Southeast type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like there's like a home style or like old country or some shit like that.
Well, there's Folks, but that is just like a proper restaurant. But I think there maybe are some buffet versions of it. But there is another one. You're right. There is one that we're not thinking of.
Right. Huh. Old Country Buffet. Gianni's co-signing. I didn't make
Old
this
Country
up.
Buffet. There you go.
There's also a CC's Pizza to bring it all back around.
Sure.
Never been.
Bring it back. Oh, to pizza. Right. Thank you. If you subscribe, bring it back emote in the chat. Drop it right now. Kayla Gray 6 says Crumpster Boy. I forget. No, and of course it's the Cumster Boy. Kayla.
That's right.
Boy. Jake.
Yeah.
No one's.
Am I done being a video game exec?
No. Yeah. For now. But we can bring it back.
Sure.
I'm having a crisis of self, Jake.
Okay. Let's get you on Battlefield.
No.
Oh.
And like 180 episodes, because there have been times that we've not done this, but so this is 183. I'd wager, but I'll be conservative. Let's say 178 episodes. We've started Spotlight Games with what we've been playing. We didn't today.
That's my bad.
No, well, we didn't today, and the chat didn't fucking care or notice.
Well, here's the thing. I kind of started with a headline of something I've been playing.
Sure.
In a way, I sort of cooked there.
I'm wondering if maybe we don't start every episode with what we've been playing. We start every episode with pizza talk.
No, listen, I don't want to be the guy who comes in and tells you how to do your show. 180 episodes. I've been around for what, 10 of them? Now I'm over here fucking changing the format. And it sucks too, because written right above my headline is a list of the games I've been playing that I wanted to talk about with you. But goddamn, we got into that pizza talk and I just started rifling off Battlefield. Anyway, Patrick, what have you been playing?
We can keep doing headlines. We can save what we've been playing for the end.
I don't want to.
Okay, we can do what we've been playing. I do have a couple things to talk about.
Me too.
Not the most interesting of things. But I will start with a little story. For those of you that have been following along in my personal life, ever since May, we had a call out in the chat earlier about my life being turned upside down by a tree. The B plot of that saga is that just nonstop, my house keeps getting broken into. Right. We had this like nice, maybe like 6 to 8 week break once the work properly started, because the work's almost done on the house. But once the work properly started, it's like, okay, the community seemed to realize that this is no longer abandoned or vacant. So they pumped the brakes on breaking into my house until Sunday evening. And broke into my house, broke a window after the window. No, actually, the window hadn't been fixed yet. It's a different window waiting to get fixed. But so just like Monday morning, just like immediately just back into that mindset of like, man, I fucking hate everything.
Yeah.
And so I was a naughty boy, allegedly, and I just played Ghost of Yote like all day. Once I dealt
Hell
with it,
yeah.
I came home and I was like, I don't have the brain space to do anything right now but escape. And
Right.
so I've been like so obsessed with Hades 2. I'm still playing it, but I was
Yeah.
like, I have to pull it out of my hands. Also, because sometimes it's keeping me up until like 2:30 a.m. because I just one more run. But I was like, I gotta do Yote. I gotta fucking. I've only put like an hour and a half, 2 hours into it. Jamin and Karika came on this very show, talked about
Oh,
it without
I
me.
know them.
And I was like, fuck, I gotta really play Yote. And yesterday, I even messaged you like a week ago. I was like, Yote's just not getting me. I don't know what it is. But finally,
Yep.
after all that, I am so fucking in on Yote. I played for probably like 7 total hours yesterday, and it's all I want to do now. It's like I want to end this
Really?
podcast to go play Yote. It's the kind of thing where I finally got into that open world loop of like
Yep.
discovering the new stuff and like the new kind of things that you can do in the open world and getting stronger and meeting new characters and going down these little tangent tales and blah blah blah. Colemine says, "Is it a 7 out of 10 again?" I don't think the first one was a 7 out of 10, but I'll meet you in the middle and say it was an 8, even though I probably would say closer to 9. I do think this game is better than the first one across the board so far, from main character being infinitely more interesting to the plot being more interesting. The one thing that I think this game does suffer from it is it's no longer novel. The wind pointing you in the direction, we know that now.
Right.
It's no longer like a kitschy thing. It's still so pretty and it's still so like nice to be in that world, but it no longer has that magic to it. Is for me so far literally like the only bad thing about the game. I don't know that I would even like because I'm not super deep in the story. I'm probably, I don't know. I don't really know how long it is, but I don't feel like I've gotten into the real meat of the story yet. So it's hard to say because I think this kind of a game really expects the story to guide it a lot. But I will be shocked if by credits, I don't think this is a much better game than Tsushima, unless they just totally drop the ball with the story. And yeah, I agree with Gianni. Atsu has like 10 times the charisma of Jin. Very much agree with that. And Comine's, how repetitive is it? I mean, it's as repetitive as I think any open world game in that
Right.
here's the 11 different types of tasks that you can do as the side stuff. There's the getting in the hot spring to increase your health. There's cutting the
I heard you
bamboo to
see
get
her
more
ass.
spirit. You do see her ass, yeah.
Hmm.
As you saw Jen's ass.
I know.
And so yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I think if you think open world games are repetitive, then this is not going to be a good repetitive for you. Because that's just, I don't know. For me, that's the thing with open world games. But I don't find it rote at all yet. Whereas I do have concerns that I will eventually because I 100%ed Yote. Tsushima, I got the platinum back in the day. Because
Oh,
what else
gross.
was I fucking doing? It was
Right.
COVID. So we'll see if I get to that point with this game. I don't expect that I will, but I think if I try to, I could see that getting repetitive. But I don't know. I fully like, if you liked Tsushima, I fully recommend this. I think I'll be shocked if this makes its way into my top 5, just because my top 5 right now is like so fucking competitive with this year. But I hope it does. I hope it sneaks in there. But right now, I'm expecting it to be like in the 8 to 10 range, probably.
I just had to Google the release date for Ghost of Tsushima because in my head that was a like 2018 game,
Yeah, no.
but it's
Like
not.
right
Yeah,
after, or
okay.
no, was it right before or right after Last of Us
It's
Part 2?
July 17th of 2020, so right
So
after, I
after.
believe.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, it's a good year for Sony.
Yeah.
That's their. All right, here's my question to you.
Yep.
What would you say if I said, I don't think I have it in me to play another like unfunny, broken, serious character driven fucking PlayStation first party game right now?
I think it's fair. I will say from what I've experienced of the story so far, I do feel like this in some ways, not in every way. They're not reinventing the wheel, but the Atsu story does feel different than like the classic redemption arc character that Sony loves to go back to. It does
Sure.
feel a lot more not grounded, but and not even relatable because my fucking parents haven't been murdered by a band of outlaws.
Yeah,
But
you're not
there's
hunting
something
down
about it.
6 notorious assassins.
Right. The Woodstock 6 is not something that I experienced as a child. But I do think they've done a really good job of selling why I should care about
Okay.
this story. And I think a lot of it has to do with Erika Ishii's performance. I think she's doing a really good job as Atsu. And it's the tech of it all of like the performance capture has just gotten so good these days. And I
Sure.
think Tsushima, it's something that I didn't see back in the day because I had COVID rose tinted glasses, but that game did leave a lot to be desired in the character model, like in pivotal moments of like the mouth
Right,
just being
yeah,
like
sure.
up and down. And in this game, it does have more of that than I wish, but I have noticed the scenes that really matter, they spent extra time really making the mouth a lot better in those scenes. So it's like sometimes it can be frustrating to be in like a side quest that is a great story, and then you get a little cinematic and it just like their mouths just look like puppets. And then you get into like the main thread and it's, you're fighting one of the six and it's like, oh, right, this is what the rest of the game could look like from a facial recognition standpoint. But very
Well,
long-winded answer, but I do think that this game is doing it better than it's getting credit for. Of people being like, "Oh, Sony's back at it again," but that's just me.
right. Well, you know what I always say? I do like it when they take the time to make the mouth a bit better.
I
So
I know you do. God, I know you do.
but that sounds it's a better case than many have made for Ghost of Yotei for me. I think that is the type of game that I might hop into when it hits like PlayStation Plus in a
Yeah,
year and a half, which fuck PlayStation Plus taking a year and a half to put these games on their shit.
yeah.
So annoying. And then they'll make it a headline like Horizon Forbidden West joins PlayStation Plus premium and extra tiers
This
today.
is my official prediction for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fall 2026, a Wednesday. You go live
Okay.
at 1 p.m. to play Ghost of Yotei as it just dropped on PlayStation Plus. You'll make a TikTok the following day with a caption something like, "Was Ghost of Yotei really 2025's game of the year?" You'll stream it the one time and you'll never touch it again. That's my official
That's
prediction.
very good. That's a very good prediction. Um, your opinion on that game and the way that it took a little while to grab you and click with you reminds me of your experience with Pokemon
Oh yeah.
Legends Z-Day.
Yeah.
Which has that clicked for you at all, or
I'm
do you?
trying so
All right,
hard for that to click. I've put probably another hour into it. So I think I'm past the tutorial section now.
sure.
I think for me, there will be a time in which Pokemon might work for me. But I think the issue that I'm having right now is that after playing so much Hades 2 and even Yotei, where two combat systems that are so refined and feel so good, and the writing different like different parts of the spectrum, but very much toward the good part, I think. And two games that are very story forward of like framing things narratively and whatnot. And then going to Pokemon ZA, where they'll have a cutscene that looks really nice, and then they'll cut to the protagonist and they'll just go,
Dude, I
and then the
described
subtitle
it.
at the bottom will say like 4 words, and then the scene's over. It's like I'm bored.
I was gonna say, so I rolled credits on this game last night, and I was like talking about it on stream, and I was like, and then it goes to like a cutscene. I'm like, you can't even fucking call it a cutscene. It's just like an in-game engine moment where the
Yep.
camera pans differently, and then there's blocks and paragraphs of fucking text to read. And I'm like, oh fuck. I got bits and pieces. I had to play this game, and here's the thing: is like this is one of my favorite games of the year, despite all the shit I'm about to talk about it.
Really?
because I fucking dude, I just love going around and catching my little monsters that I've loved for all these years, and I think the battle system is a vast improvement on Scarlet and Violet. I think that this game is a general downgrade from Legends Arceus, but I still like the gameplay loop of running around and catching my shit, and I also think that there's like a pretty decent case for the way that this game plays out too, with its like battle zones where it boils down like Pokemon's essence to like these phases of like story beat, wild Pokemon interaction catching segment, trainer battle segment that you might find in like a route. There's even, oh my god, at the very end of this game, fucking mild spoilers for Pokemon Legends ZA. Extremely mild gameplay spoilers. At the end of the game, so the entire game takes place in the fucking city, right? The big round city. Very stupid, very boring. At the very end of the game,
one of the worst worlds I've ever been in a video
my
game.
god, oh my god, I need a whole extra podcast to talk about how much I hate this setting, and how bad of a decision it was to make Legends Arceus, which was the most unbelievable free roaming Pokemon of all time, and then take it and shrink it down to a fucking city. And every concern that people had about that was absolutely valid and reasonable.
But you can like run off of a thing that kind of makes you jump, but really you just fall. And there's weird just fall,
and sometimes you can fucking launch a little bit, and all those courses.
I kind of fucking hate this game, but keep going.
At the end, you end up going to you have a couple building interiors, but none really like this. There is a very traditional Pokemon dungeon at the end of this game, and I fucking loved it, where you end out in like a like a cave or like a hideout, like the Pokemon always does, where you're grabbing fucking key cards and opening doors, and you're on this floor and then that floor, and there's wild Pokemon in there. It is very fucking cool, and especially it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, why aren't there fucking 10 of these, throughout the entire game? But just having it there as a special little treat felt really nice towards the end. And I do think that the game generally, here's the thing is like, I finished the game and I rolled credits, but I haven't caught any legendary Pokemon. Okay. So I know that there's still like a little bit to do here. And I do plan on getting back into it. And I completed more of this game than I thought. There is a big emphasis on completing the wild zones, where you can go in there and you can get a little fucking star next to them if you caught all of the Pokemon that exist there, and each one is kind of like its own little puzzle where you'll have like a silhouette of like two Pokemon. You're like, where are these guys? I can't find them. Maybe they only come out like at night, or maybe you have to defeat one of the other Pokemon for that one to actually show up. Or perhaps you need to like enter that wild zone from a different place. There's a secret entrance on top of like a building, and now you can access a part of the wild zone that you weren't able to access. That part has been really, really good. There's a lot I like about this game. There's a lot that I don't like about this game. It is, I think, all in all, a bit of a fumbled bag for me on like these two. It almost like they shouldn't have called this Pokemon Legends.
Yeah,
this time
I think
around.
that's the biggest mistake here, because I think it was on the Dido show that you like with the impressions. It's just so crazy to me how after what is a universally at least liked a good amount game, Legends Arceus, to just like strip everything from that for this game is kind of crazy to me. Of like it feels like
it's crazy.
You have this new naming convention of this Legends franchise seemingly, and the second one is like nothing like the first one. So it's like, okay, so what makes it a Legends game then? I guess I'm confused now. But it's just, it's the classic Pokemon thing, I think, where they have all the opportunity in the world to be the best fucking gaming franchise that exists with the amount of money at their fingertips. But it doesn't fucking matter because capitalism, because this game is going to be the best selling game for Nintendo probably of the last 3 years because it's Pokemon. And so they're like, okay.
And we have, I think the only thing that I can think of is because when you look at it, more often than not, Nintendo's first party franchises are treated with love and care and respect. Yeah. Like when you get a brand new Mario game, outside of some lackluster spin-offs and stuff like that, but if it's a mainline fucking Mario game, they don't miss, except for Mario Sunshine. But all things considered, I feel like that's the case for the vast majority of like their precious IP. So like your Zelda, your fucking Metroid, even like your Fire Emblems and things that aren't that big. Kirby, Nintendo's a little slut, maybe not, but Pokemon, I feel like, is suffering because of the way that their like business structure is set up. Where like, I don't know if you're familiar with the way that it is like 3 companies that are in control of Pokemon at all
Yeah.
times. And it's like I can't imagine what those board meetings are like because all they do is make poor decisions. But it's like
Yeah.
Creatures Inc., the Pokemon Company International, and Nintendo all own portions of Pokemon IP. And it's the biggest thing in the world. And I think there was just a leak during that big fucking massive leak a couple weeks ago, Giga Leak, Terra Leak, whatever the fuck they're calling it this time around, where they talked about like the budget for this game, and it's just like a couple $100 million, even though it should be so much fucking more.
Wait. The budget for ZA was a couple hundred
No, no, no,
million.
no, 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 no. I got it wrong. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
it can't be because that's the budget of like The
Pokemon
Last of
game
Us Part 2
budget.
is like 240 million or
Okay,
something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
bad. Recent leaks indicate. All right, this is fucking. I'm not going to tell you what overview this is. Recent leaks indicate that the development budget for mainline Pokemon games are in the range of 13 to 22 million, with some recent main series titles like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet costing around 21 million, and
That makes
upcoming
no
titles like
sense to me.
Pokemon Legends ZA 13 million. This is the biggest IP in the fucking world. Why is it not $100 million? And like the issues would be solved. It's clearly an issue of fucking money.
It's a
There's
greed
not
issue
enough
because
money.
you know what probably has made $13 million this month, Jake? The fucking
Pokemon merch
TGP Pocket bullshit.
for sure.
People dropping $10, $40 here and there. Like, that is absurd that they're not even putting even 50 million into a Pokemon game when,
I would
oh my
argue.
God, that is fucking
I would
crazy.
argue that like Pokemon school supplies have made the budget of Pokemon Legends ZA
Easy.
this year. Like backpacks, folders, fucking pencils, and markers, all with
It's
Pokemon
just,
branding.
I don't know. I really firmly believe like Cayman will come on the show and be like, Microsoft fucking hates you. You deserve better. I think that about Pokemon, where I feel like they're just too greedy and they won't fucking spend the money to make a good game. Like no, that's unfair. A better game. They should
I
be
know.
able to make a much better fucking game than they make every single time with the money that they make. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't get it. And like they just won't expand their internal team, nor will they like hire out to get more people on the team.
Yeah.
And it's obviously just budgetary constraints. I mean, the biggest expense for any company is always payroll.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just we need more fucking heads, more people that are taking care of this shit. And it's obviously not fucking happening. But all that criticism aside, easy 9 out of 10, loved it. Currently like my 6th favorite game of the year. I had a blast. Like I really liked separating myself, not giving a fuck about that story, and just being like, okay, yeah, the fucking this Pokemon master has a real special relationship with their fucking centipede Pokemon, and they run a business, and now we're gonna team up and fight the evil fucking overlords of the company and the fucking Pokemon that is trying to fight God, or I don't know what the fuck is happening.
My hope is that in a couple months, maybe early 26, I am finally fucking done with Hades. Because like right now, if I'm watching something, I will do certain types of runs in Hades to either farm something or try to unlock something specific. And like, but then the crazy thing is I'm still getting new story beats every single fucking time because Hades 2 is the greatest game ever made. But once I'm done with that, then I think my background game can be, or I hope it can be ZA, because like it's been hard while I'm still so hot on playing Hades to be like, we're watching The Chair Company on HBO, which is fucking incredible.
Oh
And
man,
I'm like, I want a second thing for my brain. And I boot up ZA and I'm like, this is so fucking boring. I could be doing a fucking 18 fear run in Hades 2 with the aspect of Nyx just to fucking try it, having so much more fun.
The problem that I have is that I can't have that be my, like, Hades is way too involved to be my multitasking game. I need something way more chilled the fuck out that I like care about less. And Pokemon has been perfect for that. It took me like 45 hours to roll credits. I took my time, and half of it was like looking away from the screen and watching whatever I was watching while smashing the A button. You want to hear about everything I watched during Pokemon Legends CA playthrough?
I do.
Okay. I started with Task, the HBO show.
You said I should watch
limited
it, right?
series. very fucking good. 7 episodes, really tight, really well acted, very good. That showrunner's previous work, I had not seen either. Mayor of Easttown.
Good
So I
show.
went back and I watched that. Loved it. Started making me feel inspired for some of those crime shows that I love so much. So I went back and I watched True Detective season 1.
Oh, what a fucking show.
God. And then I start to like feel the call. I'm like, I've been lacking on like prestige TV. You know, I love my HBO fucking originals over here, and I haven't watched them. So I watched the entire 15-hour first season of The Pit, the
Ooh,
Emmy Award winning
fuck.
series, primetime Emmy, The Pit. And I loved it. And then to
What a
wrap things
show.
up in this fucking finale, I just finished the other Emmy Award winning. I have now watched all 3 of the big things. Oh, I also watched Adolescence, which wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
Classic Netflix, dude.
Yeah.
But I did the holy trinity of like the big award winners for each category at the Emmys. For like limited series, which was Adolescence, kind of picked it up all over the place. Drama was The Pit, picked it up all over the place. And I just finished The Studio, which won for comedy,
Studio's
which
great.
is so fucking good.
Yeah,
It's
Studio's
so
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, that all sounds like a great time. I
Can't
think
recommend it enough.
for me with Hades, I didn't start doing a double screen experience for Hades until I hit credits. Because now, like, even I am still getting new story beats, but they're just so much less important than the ones at the beginning of the game. And when I realize that it's like, oh, I'm actually unlocking something that I've been working for, I stop and I wait because I don't. Because a lot of the time it's like, oh, I've given Hestia my second fucking bottle of ambrosia. She's just gonna say that like she loves me or whatever. Okay,
Right.
so those are the kinds of things that but yeah, I think I just hit my 30th clear, Jake.
Yep. That's fucking insane. You want to do a couple clears for me?
I do as many clears for you as you want me to.
Perfect. Let's move in to our next big headline, our second big headline of the week. Now that we're off that what we're playing bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Drop it from the show. That's what everyone's clamoring. Halo's coming to PlayStation. Now, listen, I gotta do a shameless little fucking plug here, all right? Ooh. Hit that high note. Keep going. Oh shit. Ooh. It's really good.
Yeah.
Halo, come to find out, Halo fucking rules. And PlayStation owners will find out soon because Microsoft is fucking fumbling the bag, baby. Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what
no,
Marty O'Donnell's up to these days?
bad shit, right? Isn't he like
Really
being a
bad shit.
fucking crybaby and
Yeah,
being
he's being super fucking
mean?
Republican, dude, running for
Yeah.
Congress.
Oh, he's running. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Yeah. Fucking classic.
Real fucking bad, real bad boy over there. Not invited back, by the way, to do anything with his score that is not owned by him at all. I think a couple years ago he tried to put out some Halo shit and got like fucking subpoenaed into submission.
I that rings a bell for me. Yeah. I
If
mean,
I
that's the
recall
thing.
correctly.
Sometimes shitty people can have some good ideas on paper, and then they
Art
just
from the artist, I
yeah.
suppose.
To a degrry. To a degree.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Still watch fucking Braveheart. That's what I always say.
Wasn't he talking directly to you in that clip? It was in Maine, wasn't it?
Who, Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Probably.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, talking directly to my people.
Well, sure.
That's for sure.
I just, I thought you always call him Uncle Mel. I just,
Yeah, exactly. I want to start with this shameless plug that I came up with a very good idea for a podcast. It's been very difficult inside baseball here on Spotlight Games about drop in, drop out. Really tough month for me. I fucking hate the spooky, scary season very much. I love dressing up. I love the parties. I love the idea of like celebrating Halloween. I don't love everyone's got to play a fucking horror game and it's all gonna be bloody and scary and ghouls and ghosts and goblins and not my jam. So it's always difficult when we're talking about like the best scary games of all time or this, that, or the other thing. the whole 9 yards. I just couldn't bring myself to find some passion here. And I came up with this idea a couple weeks ago called Xbox's Scary Month or Xbox's Scary Year, the scariest 2025 stories from Xbox. And spoiler alert, if you want to hear more about this headline, tune into Drop In, Drop Out. Not Thursday, tomorrow, Wednesday, today,
night.
if you're listening to this on podcast feeds.
Since we're inside baseball, will you throw me a pitch real fast?
For audio listeners, I was shaking. The catcher was giving me options, and I was shaking my head no, and then I shook my head no again, and then I said yes.
He said fastball, slider, changeup, slider. Yes, on the slider for sure.
I was waiting for the slider.
Yeah,
catcher needs to know. Okay, so Halo. Listen, here's the thing. I want to get into a couple things about this Halo announcement. They announced Halo Campaign Evolved, one of the worst names in video game fucking history. So weird. It's like a meta naming convention. Like, why would we say this?
It's a trend that I'm noticing more and more. I don't have any examples offhand, but I do feel like there have been at least too many franchises that release something and they're like, what if we make the title kind of a bit? And I'm like, people, you are $1 billion company in this instance. You have on paper some of the smartest marketing minds in the world, and you landed on Halo Campaign Evolved. What is happening, Jake?
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Edition. Listen, I don't know why they choose to do this, and it's also just strange because it's so hyper specific in like what the game has to offer, to the point of, if the game is called Halo Campaign Evolved, there's like rumors floating around where there might be like a multiplayer mode shipping separately for free, which I just don't think is true, because what are you going to call that? Halo fucking multiplayer evolved? I don't think that there's a world where that's happening. It's fucking weird, man.
I mean, I guess if you redo the entire business model to make it like how Halo Infinite's multiplayer is with like, but I don't know. I don't think that would do well personally. Like, I think unless they finally do, because I don't follow it as much, but Infinite never had a battle royale mode, right? Like that was like a big point of contention.
Ball dropped. I think that was being developed, and when they decided they were going to switch up to Unreal. I mean, this is a great segue into this. Continue your thought, and I'll kind of continue where I'm going.
It just feels to me like we learned that at large, the public doesn't care about Halo multiplayer. So unless, like, in the eyes of big business video game industry stuff, it was barely supported in terms of like when you compare it to something like Warzone or whatever. I feel like unless they figure out a compelling battle royale, releasing multiplayer on its own is a stupid idea, I think.
I agree. So yeah, basically the way that this whole thing played out is Halo Infinite comes out. They have no real plan outside of the first like few months of content for keeping things going. So they basically pulled the plug on this game too early. They stopped development on the Halo BR that was supposed to come out alongside of it. And internally, they decide we are going to change the plan going forward. Halo Infinite support is no longer a 10-year fucking program whatsoever. In fact, we're basically going to drop support for it entirely after 3 years. They just had the last fucking multiplayer tournament or whatever on this past Friday where they announced this Halo Campaign Evolved. And they make a couple key decisions here. These are the 3 key decisions. Number 1, new Halo is going to be made on Unreal Engine 5 for the rest of time. We're no longer using our internal engine. Yeah.
Smart.
Number two, we are going to rename 343 Studios into Halo Studios. Again, all we're doing is renaming it.
Yeah.
That's all. It's the same fucking company, which is the first very, very big issue, because these people have proven that they are 0-3 in being capable of making good Halo games, despite being called Halo Studios and 343 Studios. The last thing they decide is that they're going to make a Halo fucking 1 remaster. And I think if you want a glimmer of hope that this thing works out, the only thing that I'll say is that perhaps going back to basics and using the rubric of a good Halo game to learn how to make a good Halo game by remastering a good Halo game, remastering a good Halo game, they can learn what makes Halo good and then perhaps succeed in the future. I don't know. But
it's a good theory.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame on the IP that or the company that allowed you to do this to their IP, which is Microsoft. Yeah. And now I think we're gonna get fucking 4 times, and I don't even know what happens if you fool me 4 times.
Take it back and shoot you in the back of the head.
I think so. The old yeller me. I can't fucking wait, dude.
With a needler.
With a needler.
I do think that's a compelling theory of like, okay, if they rebuild 1 from the ground up with the blueprint of 1, maybe they can use that to then make a new game or whatever. But I don't know. It's for me, it's the kind of thing where I think the best idea that they can do, remake 1, remake 2, remake 3, and by the time 3 is done, you've had 8 years to fucking figure it out, because you don't need to remake 4 or anything after 4. All of those are going to sell enough. They're going to sell well, especially now that they're on PlayStation. The first one's going to sell. Well, here's what I'll say. If the first one doesn't blow the fucking roof off in sales, just stop with Halo, because this one will have the most novelty of Halo's on PlayStation. I'm going to buy it just because I can boot up Halo on PlayStation, as if that fucking matters. And so if this one doesn't sell like gangbusters, just stop. Like,
well, the smart move was not to do this at all and take your time and build a fucking Halo that's good and go away for 5 to 7 years, however long it takes to fucking develop a AAA game these days that is actually good and not rushed and has a budget and has a fucking team of people that are not hired out contractors to create a video game that people actually want to fucking play, that has like a content plan if it's going to be games as a service or have a live service format to it. They have chosen not to do that, and instead they are shoving more Halo down our throat on an every 3 or so year fucking agenda, like they have been for a very long time. I think that this is missing more than it's hitting, and I think there's cool stuff there's cool stuff to see here, but I don't have any fucking faith in this company. In this, I feel bad targeting like a team of like a couple hundred people that are passionately making games, but like, where I don't know, something is so fundamentally wrong over there. The team needs to be gutted and replaced. I don't know if it's at the top or if it's at the fucking bottom, or if you just need to hire more. Whatever you have going on there isn't working. And I hate to say, hey, someone's art is bad, but 3 times you fucked up Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite, and you've changed nothing every single time.
Yeah.
There's a couple changes here, but I got nothing to bank on.
I kind of get this vibe that because, Microsoft, one of the biggest corporations in the world, I kind of get this vibe that because Halo has not been, I guess I can't say it's not been profitable, because I really don't actually know the profit margins of 343, but I would be surprised if Halo was profitable. But Halo is the biggest franchise that Microsoft has, and it will continue to be the biggest franchise they have probably forever. And the fact that their biggest franchise doesn't sell the way that like a Mario sells or a Zelda sells in the modern era. I know Zelda pre Breath of the Wild never sold well, but I feel like the fucking Satya Nadellas at the top of Microsoft probably see that and are like, how the fuck is our biggest thing never a hit? And so I feel like this, to me, has corporate fucking moves written all over it of, we just want to try to get goodwill again. We just want to see number go up. How do we do that? We just remake the first game again and get it on PlayStation, because ultimately, like, we see how much they're fucking raising Game Pass, even though they said they wouldn't in court because of the Bethesda acquisition, or not the Bethesda, the Activision acquisition.
Okay.
So it's like, they gotta be, a company that's basically $1 trillion company that has incredible fucking profits every quarter is still not profitable enough. And so they're like, okay, let's just churn out Halo, I guess. It just, I don't know. It stinks to me.
I think the issue is that 3 years ago, that would have been the case with Halo being the biggest Microsoft IP. But as of this time, it's like our 5th biggest. Like I would argue that because now you have the fucking stable of like Call of Duty is a fucking Microsoft IP. You've got fucking Elder Scrolls, which is IP. Fallout is fucking massive. There's a bunch of like extra things that figure in here, and now Halo is all of a sudden just another notch in the old belt, and it's an older notch. So I don't know. I don't know what to think here. I am cautiously pessimistic, I believe.
Sure. I mean, am I going to buy this on PlayStation? Probably. It'll mostly depend on the cost, but I do like the original Halo, probably most, if not 3 might be my favorite, but it's just not a company or a franchise that is really stuck around for me. And also, you know what? Actually, I don't know that I'm going to get this because I played it on the Master Chief Collection like 5 years ago, and that it wasn't as fun as I hoped it would be then. So I don't know. Maybe I don't. But if it comes out at like $39.99, maybe. But it's not gonna. It's gonna be $70.
So here's the thing. I think that the value proposition is that it's a fucking Game Pass game. And the landscape for when this actually comes out in 2026 will probably be pretty different. Where I think Game Pass will be an even more predominant ecosystem than it was prior, because by the time this comes out, my guess is that this next Xbox will have been announced, which is a headline I didn't go with today because it's really easy to get into the weeds on these reports and rumors about, like, I think it was Jez Corden made a like public post about the rumors basically being true. The next Xbox is basically a PC that runs multiple storefronts, including the Xbox app, but natively runs Steam in like a big picture mode and the whole 9 yards. So, in reality, even though Microsoft games are publishing on PlayStation these days, you're also going to be able to play a bunch of PlayStation games on Xbox because your console exclusive Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man and God of War that are available on Steam can now be played on your Xbox in your living room. So arguably, if you look at it and if you're willing to kind of go that extra mile, depending on how intuitive it is, you might have the best variety, the biggest opportunity. All your whole Epic Game Store free library of games is available on this thing. They might have a fucking case for making this thing a pretty rad value proposition. I don't know if it ends up there, but for me, if this Halo campaign evolved cost, if I was thinking about this game as a $40 or $50 fucking value proposition to play the Halo campaign again, I'm out. I'm out 100%. Only because Game Pass is a built-in cost for me. Is this game like on my radar of like, oh yeah, of course I'm gonna fucking play this. And maybe I don't know. Maybe if I didn't have that as a built-in cost, I might reconsider it. But off the top of my head, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm happy to see any first-party Microsoft game get announced because I know it's going to come to Game Pass, and I know that I'll be able to fucking play it for quote-unquote free, even though it costs me $400 a year, whatever the fuck the stat is now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the camp. I haven't canceled yet, but by 2026, I will have canceled Game Pass, and I'm going to do like a wait-and-see approach to see, because like as I think through the year, I played a fair amount of games on Game Pass, but none of them, I definitely paid more for the subscription than what I would have paid in games I bought. And I think now that the price has gone up 50%, that for me is like, okay, now $30 a month is a lot harder to justify than 20 for whatever reason. So yeah, I think I'd rather spend $60 on South of Midnight, $50 on Clair Obscur, and $20 on Silksong that I fucking hated, like, instead of paying the subscription fee.
I don't think I can do it. I think that I'm getting too much out of Game Pass on a yearly basis where like it's tough that even this is an absolutely a conversation for this week's podcast on drop in, drop out that we should move there. But just like looking at like the Game Pass website real quick of like games off the top of my head that came out this year is I would rather pay the monthly fee of $30 a month, even though this year it was only $20 a month for this roster of games to play fucking day one. Gears of War Reloaded, Expedition 33, Rematch, Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Doom the Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, Silksong, Ball Pit, Grounded 2, Power Wash Simulator, fucking Keeper, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Outer Worlds 2, there's big ones that I'm forgetting from earlier in the year too. Like there's the value is definitely still there. It was just
Blueprints
clearly
was on Game Pass.
blueprints, baby. Just obviously unsustainable at its current price. I don't even know if it's sustainable at its $30 price, but
Sure.
who knows? Yeah, I mean, Xbox is losing the console war, but they have more and more people inside of their fucking subscription-based ecosystem than ever before, and they are laughing all the way to the fucking bank.
Oh, for sure. Also, Heroic Headgear in the chat saying we could have this conversation in the same vein with Bethesda because what the fuck is happening over there too? Very true. That is a podcast right there. What the fuck is happening in Bethesda? And then Sirius also makes a very apt point that Halo is Microsoft's Metroid, which I think is very fucking apt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wild ride, man. The video game industry is interesting. It's a good thing we got a couple podcasts we can talk about this shit on because I love doing it. Let's bring this podcast home with our news spotlight. We'll take a look at some of the other headlines that have occurred over the last week. There's some really good ones that I want to pick your brain about just ever so briefly. I know you usually run through these, but I love taking just like an extra couple seconds to just kind of rattling them off you. Sakurai, Masahiro Sakurai, my fucking goat, did another 1 hour long Nintendo Direct for Kirby Air Riders 2, and I loved it so much. I'm already sold on that stupid little game, but this is such a complete package. Patrick, you didn't check this out, right?
I forgot. Like I saw that when you went live, I saw your clip about it, and the next day, by the end of the day, no one was talking about it in my life,
Correct.
And then I just forgot with actual life happening. But I want to go back and watch because.
Did you catch any headlines about it this week?
I didn't. I don't understand what was covered in the hour one bit.
It is just the craziest, like most robust suite of features that you could ever expect in a racing game or a Kirby game, where it is just like every character you could want is there. Every customizable option you could want is there. It's like taking things to the absolute max. It is a game that is very much being created on a smaller scale by the person that made Super Smash Brothers, a game that has that entire like trophy system and these really in-depth like spirit systems where there is just like a comprehensive collection of content in this game where if you could dream it, it has appeared. He's already thought about it, and there is even more than you could even fucking possibly imagine. It is bizarre how much they covered and how small and minute some of the details are. But man, Sakurai mastering all fucking channels of promotion, 2 Nintendo Directs, fucking tweets out the wazoo. He's doing his picture of the day thing that he used to do for PlayStation, for Smash Brothers is coming back. It's a whole scenario over there. It's very fucking cool. And the most interesting thing about this game, and the most interesting, I guess, like announcement surrounding this one is in the hours following the Nintendo Direct, there was an interview that went up where Sakurai said explicitly, he said, "This is the last Kirby Air Riders game. There is no DLC for this game. I'm putting everything that I have for Kirby Air Riders into this one, into the base game at launch. If you want it, go get it." And let me tell you, I fucking want it.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude, I want it. It's going to be fucking sick. I think it's going to be really, really fun. It's bizarre.
I expect to buy this game at launch. I think the only thing because I never played the GameCube game. I didn't even know it existed until this game was announced. Somehow it just like was one of those things I just never heard about. But I think the thing that would keep me from buying this game on launch is if the reviews are like sub 7, which I don't expect them to be.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or if the reviews are like, man, just like Mario Kart World, I'm already bored. It's like, oh, great. Then I'm not going to spend the $70 or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think they'll get you in the hype cycle.
Yeah, I think so.
But you know, it's an interesting thought because Nintendo has a really weird holiday season this year. I would argue that like Nintendo's biggest titles have already come and gone: Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the year, we basically get Kirby anchoring their holiday season on Nintendo Switch 2, and then like the weird third-party developed, first-party published Zelda game, Hyrule Warriors, the Koei Tecmo joint. And then obviously we have this kind of cross-generational Pokemon game that dropped in October, which is arguably their biggest game of the year.
I feel like Christmas morning pie charting the Nintendo Switch 2 games that are going to be under the tree, the vast majority of the pie is Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Pokemon ZA. And then there's like a few slivers of Metroid, Kirby, fucking the tech demo, fucking Hyrule
Nintendo,
Warriors.
fuck. What? All right, gun to your head right now. Can either of us remember the name of that fucking tech demo?
Welcome Tour.
Fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Good. You saved us.
But I did. We almost died. But yeah, I don't expect Metroid or Kirby between the two. I would expect Metroid to sell more probably, but maybe not.
Hell yeah. All right, I got another crazy one for you. I don't know if you saw this headline today. It's a very weird one. The Wachowskis once asked Hideo Kojima to make a Matrix game.
I did see this.
And it was during like the early days. So I think it was during development. I'm assuming timeline wise, this is somewhere around the time Kojima is working on Metal Gear Solid 2. Or maybe Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, I guess, like the kind of like different version of that game that they put out just like a year later where it has like the free camera and shit like that. I'm not positive how that all works out. And it would have been like pre-Path of Neo, but post Enter the Matrix.
Into the Matrix. God, can we just say also both of those games fucking rule?
I have never touched Matrix Path of Neo. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I'm so excited to eventually play it. Very expensive game to go out and buy.
Is it?
Hard copies are expensive. Enter the Matrix, so fucking cheap. I love that game. Ghosts and Niobe, Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
I played my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I played Into the Matrix so goddamn much, and then I played Path of Neo just because you could do the Matrix 2 fight Smith.
Yes, I know exactly the one.
It's all I ever wanted to do in a video game.
And fucking pig pile of Agent Smith and fucking.
And it's fun. I had a very good time.
Yeah, it's like God of War, like, right? Isn't it? Pretty much.
I think so. It's been so long. This was a fucking Hollywood video rental. Like,
yeah, for sure.
But I remember it being a third person action game and it being fun and it being weird in that how Enter the Matrix was like weird because it's not a full one-to-one adaptation or whatever. But in a way, I'm surprised that Kojima, the most Hollywood obsessed man that doesn't live in Hollywood, would say no to the Wachowskis, but this was 20 years ago. I wonder if the Wachowskis were to come around now and say, let's make a Matrix
Here's the problem.
Game.
Well, okay, yes, I agree. I think that would be interesting. I do think that it's like a place in time where there's a different timeline where we do get that game, but then Metal Gear Solid 3 doesn't exist. And if you know anything about me this year, I played Metal Gear Solid 3 for the first time and I love that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't want that world. But I also love the Wachowskis and I love I think that Matrix reboot devalued the franchise quite a bit.
For sure.
That Matrix movie from a couple of years ago where they couldn't even get Lawrence Fishburne back. Like, what's Lawrence Fishburne doing, dude?
Not much.
Shit. Yeah, they got Yahya Abdul. I don't know exactly his name, but he's really good. He's in
he's great.
The Watchmen. You watched the Watchmen miniseries?
Oh yeah.
None with a
if Lindelof gun is attached, I'm fucking watching.
Yeah, attaboy. Welcome back to our podcast. All right. But very cool shit. I love that. You ever seen Cloud Atlas?
I have not seen Cloud Atlas. What do you think about Lindelof ourselves, a Damon Lindelof podcast?
Oh my God, Lindelof myself if I don't get another Lindelof show soon or something like that.
There's something there.
Definitely something that's lost. It's just lost leftovers in Watchmen miniseries.
Yeah.
Is the core of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in. That's really good. Lindelof myself. Very cool. Wachowski's game recognized game there for sure. Two very good parties that are great at fucking telling sci-fi stories.
You're Lindelof, your rocker if you're not listening to this podcast.
This is something.
All I'm hearing out of your mouth right now is just wah, 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 as I think of other Lindelof puns.
I understand completely. Listen, I got a passion for podcasting about video games, but please understand that I would give all of it up to just talk about Lost and the Leftovers.
Sure.
All the time. Every day for the rest of my life. It's all I desire. I want to wrap things up. 3 headlines, all dates, all in the next fucking week or so. A little bit longer than a week. Luigi's Mansion hits Nintendo Switch Online for Nintendo Switch 2 one day before Halloween on October 30th.
I missed that. Last one. Lyndall on the Record, a Damon Lindelof rewatch podcast.
That's really good. The on and off is very good.
And the logo can be like on/off, but then like you kind of spell the names.
And you got them on like the other sides. That's very, very good. The Simpsons Fortnite season. Does this do anything for you, you Simpsons guy?
I'm not, at least directly. Right now in my living room, there's about, let's see, what's the date? 28. There's 28 little Simpsons Treehouse of Horror figurines lining the TV. Ooh. Because we got this little advent calendar of miniatures, because one of Rose's favorite things in the world is Halloween, and with that is Halloween or Treehouse of Horror for
Treehouse of Horror, yeah.
So it's like whenever we're watching like Treehouse of Horror type stuff, or if it happens to be on, but Simpsons was never a huge institution in my house growing up. I don't think anyone really disliked it, but no one actively liked it either. So it was just like, I knew it existed. I would watch the biggest episodes, like the NSYNC episode I remember watching back in the day, because there was a big deal about it.
I don't think I've ever watched an entire episode of The Simpsons in my entire life. And I think cumulatively, I have spent more time putting quarters into the Simpsons Konami arcade game at my local bowling alley in the late 90s than I have watching The Simpsons.
Really? That's I'm a bit surprised by that.
Yeah. I really I liked South Park when I was a kid for those first like couple of seasons and shit like that. But I have like a really weird, like, not grudge against, but like I'm predispositioned to not enjoy animation, I think.
Sure. I see that. That tracks to me. I also feel like you don't like the adult cartoons. I've never heard you talk about any of them.
Zero. Yeah. Invincible or like any of that shit. I am just,
or even the fun, like if there's one that you might like, it would probably be BoJack. But like of the
nope.
Yeah,
not on the fucking radar. Yeah. Anime only if I'm dragged into it by like a significant other. You can judge how much I like you on if I'm willing to watch your anime.
Sure. You mean how much you're wanting to fuck them?
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
You can judge how good that. Okay.
Okay. No.
But the Simpsons Fortnite season appears to be one of their smaller seasons that they've been doing lately, where they will have like a month-long season instead of a 3-month season to kind of bridge you between. I think so. The way that Fortnite is laid out, correct me if I'm wrong, you won't be able to.
I won't fucking know.
I believe there are seasons within chapters, and seasons roll over the same map. They change portions of it, but bring that map kind of with you to the next season. But when the chapter rolls over, which is like yearly or so, you get a full new map. Every location is completely different. Everything is changed over. The loot pool is completely different. Like you load in and is a complete, like, everything is out the door and everything else is new. But they've been doing this thing lately where they started it with like the OG season where you'll have like a month of downtime. So this chapter and season is about to end. And then I think we get a month of Simpsons, which is on a special map that's all going to be Simpsons visual style, which I don't think we've ever had before in Fortnite. They've had the aesthetic where you can like play as Bender and shit like that. And when you look at Bender on the screen, Bender looks, correct. He's got the right animation style, but they've never adjusted the world. It's always been those like anime characters that are in that 3D Fortnite environment. I believe they're Simpsonifying the entire map for a full month, which is kind of cool. Like visual aesthetic wise, I think it might be rad. And I don't have an affinity for The Simpsons, but I'm still interested to check it out. I hit 100 on Fortnite's Battle Pass. I've done that like 3 times in my life. But they had, fucking the White Ranger, Tommy from Power Rangers. And I was like, I don't want to fucking exist in a world where I don't have that.
Sure. I wonder, do you think because Fortnite has a billion fucking mini games in it, do you think there's a world in which Fortnite is the only way we get Simpsons Hit and Run again?
Yeah, something like it. I would probably guess so. I actually think that Fortnite is the closest thing that we have to like the metaverse. Like all the people that we don't hear much about the metaverse anymore, right? But like 3 years ago, everybody was talking about this. Whereas like Fortnite is as close as we've gotten. And I think that they are taking even more steps to make it more of like a social interaction hub. And I think the next 365 days of Fortnite are going to be the craziest 365 days of
Sure.
Fortnite that we have ever seen, because they have that whole like Disney ecosystem that's
Oh,
about to
yeah.
drop. They've been working on for like 2 years since they announced that $1 billion partnership between the two of them,
It's fucking
where
insane.
it's going to be like, from what I understand from the initial pitch there, is like they pitched an exaggerated like Disney IP world, where almost like a virtual theme park that has not only sections for each like Disney IP, but also like a big like ESPN section and like a Hulu tie-in and Disney Plus and the whole 9 yards. And it's got Marvel, and it's got, I mean, it's going to be a fucking really wild thing, I think, where even if you don't like running around and playing Battle Royale, there's going to be enough to enjoy for anybody that enjoys that IP, which is
Sure.
how Fortnite got me, man. Like, it was only these collabs that got me in there. It was
Yeah.
because I play Fortnite because I like Travis Scott. Like, like
Yeah.
literally, that is why I play Fortnite, which is so fucking crazy. And I think that is not a very unique story. I think there's a lot of people that say, "Well, I didn't play Fortnite, but then they put out that Simpsons season, and I love the Simpsons."
Man, I think the only thing that'll get me into Fortnite for like a whole season is if the theme is like
The leftovers.
religion, and it's like
Yeah,
fucking the
Jesus
Prophet
Christ.
Muhammad and fucking Jesus and Buddha and just all the big ones going
Yeah,
into
for
a
sure.
fucking
Fucking Moses used to part the Red Seas. I attack you with burning bush.
yeah, Noah
Hold on,
with
there's
his
something here.
fucking uh stones of
Tablets,
yeah, the tablets.
commandments,
Yeah, or his
and
little thing that like
commandments.
you fly down with or whatever. I think there's
Yeah.
something here. They can
Thou
have
shall
the
thou
map could
shall aim
be
for headshot.
the Fertile Crescent, I think could be
Mm,
I don't know,
that's
there's something
something.
here.
Adam and Eve, and they're both in the nude.
Man, do you remember how cool it was when Assassin's Creed 2 had us
Oh,
unlock the
dude.
Adam and Eve storyline and they never went anywhere cool with it?
The wild ass what could have been post Assassin's Creed 2
Yeah.
is so crazy.
One of
I
the
think the
biggest fumbles
biggest
in gaming for
fumbled
me. Yeah.
yes, I think the biggest fumble in the world is on fucking uh Jade Raymond's
Yeah.
shoulders. Making Watch Dogs not a modern day Assassin's Creed based off of that Adam and Eve shit.
Unreal. Unreal
Unfucking
decision.
real.
Yeah.
You had the
I
opportunity.
That's a podcast. Biggest fumbles in gaming history, like
Oh
opinion
my god.
pieces.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Write
Write
it
that down.
down. What could have been?
Yeah.
Number one, Hideo Kojima says no to the Wachowskis.
Yeah, bring it back.
All right. The last thing that I have written down here is Sonic Rumble launches November 5th, which low key I played like 10 months ago and loved. I really liked it.
Oh?
It was really solid. It's like it's Sonic, but it's Fall Guys, and it is free to play. It is a mobile game, but it's also on PC with full controller support, and it is just better than it should be. And a lot of that is being carried by like Sonic, and it's fun to beat people up as Big the Cat. But generally, I think that this game is I think it's going to make a little bit of a splash this holiday season. I think that there's like reason to believe that in early November, you're going to see more content around Sonic fucking Rumble than you do.
Say that one more time. The last bit.
We're going to see much more Sonic Rumble on your feeds than you were expecting. That's for sure.
I tried to get over here fast enough to wrong one. I was trying to do your fucking I never have I fumbled a joke so hard than me trying to go to the fucking Dido scene within StreamYard to play the Disco Elysium music on you because
Oh,
you were
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah. I was
and it
waxing
just
poetic about my.
just horrible
What can you
fumble on
do?
my part.
It's all right. Worst things have happened. The good
We tried.
news is it happened right at the end of the show.
That's exactly right.
This is and has been the Spotlight Games podcast. If you like what you heard, why don't you go find us on, another platform? Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Check us out over at dropindropoutpod.com is a great place to find everything that's going on in this ecosystem and the shared Dido universe that includes my streams and JK games and cognitive clips and whatever else is happening in the video game world. We're keeping you up to date one podcast at a time. Patrick, thanks for letting me host your show.
Hey, anytime. When life gives you lemons, I say grab a cigarette and make a podcast.
I couldn't have put it better myself. I will talk to you all so soon. Great pod, great pod. I love the Spotlight Games
Great
podcast. I just say before
podcast.
we fucking leave, I say this all the time to you, where I'm like, I love doing fucking Spotlight Games, man.
Hey,
You just get on here a clean
anytime.
hour and change, talking shop about fucking video game news. Perfect format.
Anytime. And if you want Patrick and Cayman tomorrow morning, Dispatch episode 2, reviewing episodes 3 and 4 of the game is going to be on youtube.com/@drop-a-drop-a-pod.
You'll love to see it. You got the
We'd love to
keys
see
to
it.
this ship. Bring us home. Hit that end thing.